3.
Once upon a time, there lived a fairy, one more beautiful and delicate than all the others of the small village. She was the center of every man's attention, especially the king. Only for 1,000 silver pieces, I'd hand over many more rubies for such a treasure. Deal. Then my daughter is all yours. I'll take the riches, and she'll give you hers. The next day, the king commands that the young fairy be locked away in a room filled with straw. Let's see. If you can do as your father promised, spin this straw into gold by tomorrow morning. Your Majesty, but I do not possess such a talent as you speak of. Spin it into gold or die a horrible death tomorrow. As the king slams the door shut, the young fairy begins to weep, for she knows her punishment and not a way of escape. Why, my father, did you ever abandon me? You know I cannot perform such a task. As she continues to cry, a scrawny elf suddenly appears before her. My poor child, whatever is the matter? The king has locked me away and expects me to turn this straw into gold, or I shall face the consequence of death. Well then, quit your crying and turn it into gold already. Let's not be silly about this. But sir, such a power is not in my possession. Well then, I know of someone that has such power, and it's me, and only for a small price. I have but nothing to offer you, except for a small amount of fairy dust. I'll take it. Deal, my pretty child. Upon entering the next morning, the king finds all the straw spun into gold, just as he had commanded. Well, that wasn't so difficult. I have another room to show you. The greedy heart of the king takes over as he locks her away yet again, in a room even larger than the first. Her life is at stake. The king thinks that my father was correct in his declaration regarding my ability, yet it is the elf who holds these mysterious powers that saved my life. Oh, woe is me. And with that, the elf reappears before her. My dearie, looks like you've got yourself in a predicament again. You know I can get you out, that is, if you have another pouch of that dust. I do, kind sir, one bag here for you. Yet, I feel myself growing weaker. The elf is unaware that the young fairy needs her dust, and with every ounce she is deprived of, she becomes more frail. Yet the quirky elf grabs the dust and begins to spin the straw into gold. By morning, the room is filled with gold, and the king is delighted. Ah, you have done well, my young fairy. I have only one more room for you, and if you complete it, I will make you my queen. If you choose not to, well, you know the price. With that, the young fairy is locked away with no hope of completing this task on her own. Again, the elf appears in the room for the third time. Okay, so where's the fairy dust? Sir, I have nothing of value. I have given you all of my dust. There is nothing left of me, not even a drop of hope. Didn't the king promise to make you his wife? That is, if I spin this stuff? Yes, but what good will that do when my life is taken? Children are valuable, wouldn't you say? Just promise me your firstborn baby. It must be done. After the king finds the lovely fairy in the room filled with the gold the next dawn, he keeps his promise to marry her. Several years pass, and it is a calm spring morning as the queen fairy is dressing her young baby for the day. Unexpectedly, the elf appears before her. I have come for what is mine. Sir, I beseech you, do not take my child away from me. As the queen begins to sob, the elf remembers her pain from years ago. He pities her. I'm sorry for your tears. I'll tell you what. If you can guess my name within 3 days, you can keep that little baby of yours. The first day provided fruitless, as all the names she guessed were incorrect. She had the royal fairy guard search for every possible name, but still no luck provided on the second day. That evening, a guard reports back to the queen that he has come upon a peculiar elf dwelling in the densest part of the forest. He overhears him singing to himself a little song in which he states his own name, Rumpleskin. Oh, surely this must be the name. I shall deliver the name tomorrow, when that sneaky elf comes for my baby. On the third day, the elf returns, certain that he will claim the child. Well, this is your last chance, my dear. Do you have any final words? I do. Rumpleskin. Wait, no, this cannot be. Upon saying this, the creepy elf explodes into the same fairy dust in which the queen had given him. She stoops down and collects it into a pouch, gaining all of her lost strength back. With this dust, protect you forever and always. Yes.